Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Week in Crime and Policing with Mayo and Mayso. My name is Mark DeMayo. This is my partner, Angel Maysonet, and every week we get together and we discuss the crime stories that are making headline news. This week will be no different, damn it. But
Damn it.
before we do that, we always like to catch up with each other and then catch up with the people that are kind enough to join us in the chat. So, Angel, how was your week?
Yes.
What's up? What's new?
My
Happy
week was
Father. Oh,
good.
wait. Before Happy Father's Day.
Thank you. Happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you, and thank you. Happy Father's Day to all our fans in the chat and the people who
Yep.
follow us. Happy Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. It was good. It was a good week. What did I do this week? Work was busy. Today's Juneteenth, so no work today because it's a federal holiday.
Oh, you got it off?
Oh, I certainly did. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
You,
so in my company we have floaters, and this wasn't even a floating holiday. It was mandatory. You had to take it off. So
yeah, man. Do you know anything
yeah.
about Juneteenth?
I know that they're celebrating that it was officially the day that the slaves were freed, but the Emancipation Proclamation, I believe, was signed in January. So I'm not sure.
January 1st, 1863.
Hmm.
It was 2.5 years later that they had to send a whole contingent of troops out to Galveston, Texas, because they hadn't gotten the word yet. They got an extra 2.5 years work out of their slaves because nobody went and told them. So they sent, the Union soldiers went out there and they let it be known, and that's the speech that they read
Mm.
every year. As a matter of fact, it's been uh, a holiday in Texas for quite some time. It was only recently that the rest of the country, little by little, and
Yeah.
finally,
You know who pushed it, right? Which president it pushed the holiday, right?
no, I don't know that. Wait,
Donald Trump.
oh, really?
That's right.
To make it a national holiday? No
Yep.
way.
Yep.
Really?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you'll never read that. You'll
Mister
never read that about in the paper.
Mister Racist himself. Yep. Exactly.
You'll never read that. That's just goes to show you. I didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Juneteenth originated in Galveston, Texas, when enslaved people were told of the Emancipation Proclamation. They were told on June 19th, 1865.
There you go. Yeah.
That's 2.5 years later.
So
All the slaves were free in the rest of the country since January 1st, 1863. They
I
never got
think
the word.
I think it's an important. Well, I'm sure it's an important holiday, right? It's an important day to celebrate. It's definitely. But I think what's happening now is that it's getting a little convoluted. It's getting a little mixed and mishmashed in with the wokeness and the Pride Month and the trans craziness that's going on and everything. So people are getting angry at the Juneteenth part of it, which they shouldn't, because I believe it's a day to to celebrate, right? But people are mishmashing it in with all the other stuff, and it's becoming part of this woke shit that people feel is being pushed down their throat. Meanwhile, Juneteenth, you know, is something completely separate. So just wanted
Yeah,
to get
it's
that in.
unfortunate that the Juneteenth holiday falls in the middle of the Pride Month because they don't want to let a second of it go, man.
Not a
I
second.
mean, the Pride Month is just like I get it, man. I don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking it, but it's like, can we get to July already? How many tuck-in shorts, swim trunks can I buy? Did you get when you get
Uh,
your? Do you get the tuck-in ones?
they don't make them in Snuffleupagus. So
All right. So the slaves were advised to remain quietly. This is in Galveston, Texas, by the way, after they were emancipated, the last place in the country. Slaves were advised to remain quietly at their present homes and work for wages. They
Galveston
were,
is a beach type of community, right? It's by the water,
uh,
Galveston.
I don't know. I don't know,
It
but,
is.
but there wasn't many people living over there at that
My
time.
godson is he works he's in the Coast Guard, and he runs that station. Go ahead.
They were also informed that they will not be allowed to collect at military posts. I don't know what that means. And they will not be supported in idleness, either there or elsewhere, either in Galveston or elsewhere. It basically means you're not getting any government money.
No freebies,
Nothing. No, this is way before
welfare, and all of that shit.
welfare, any type of government assistance. They were
Public
told
assistance.
you
Yeah,
will not be supported in idleness.
yeah.
Basically saying, get your ass to work.
Yeah, they should bring that part back.
You know what I'm saying? Well, yeah, but I mean, after a lifetime of, for some of them anyway, of working for nothing.
So it
Well,
should
for
have been
lodging and food and stuff.
it should have been sort of a pension system, right? They should have got credit for the work that they were doing, and they should have had some sort of kind of
Well,
like pension system or 401k type thing, right? For lack of
well,
a better term, that
that's
would have
where
kept them paid. Is that why the reparations? Why everybody's crying about
that's where
reparations?
40 acres and a mule came from. It was literally supposed to be that. And then what happened was there was an election and it was very close. I forget who the candidates were, Taft maybe and somebody else. And so the Democrats told the Republicans, we'll give you the presidency, but you have to get the Union soldiers out of the South. So they did. And when they got the Union soldiers out of the South, they no longer had to abide by the treaty, which was, being able to attend the same schools and being able to buy property and get 40 acres and a mule and just be considered an equal citizen. Once they got rid of the Union soldiers, they didn't have to abide by any of those things anymore.
Mm.
And that's what happened with that. And that's why we're in this predicament right now. I mean, the reparations that these people are demanding, these polls are demanding, is a long time coming. It was promised to them way back in 1863.
Mm-hmm.
So that's government working for you. That's the Democrats right there, because those were the Democrats who made that deal. And that being said, that's Juneteenth for you. We figured that out. We learned something.
All right, good. We just 7 minutes. We'll never get back of our lives.
I had a nice Father's Day as well. Thank you for asking. You never asked me how my week was, man.
So hold on a second. You asked me how my week was.
Fucking one way, man.
Then I started.
They should name a street sign after you, bro.
Then you went on your dissertation about Juneteenth. So I was gonna tell you that I had a good Father's Day. I don't remember what I did during the week besides work, but I had a good Father's Day. My youngest came by to see me yesterday. The wife made dinner. We had a couple over, friends, and yeah, that was it. So it was good. How was your Father's Day, Mom?
Oh wow, thanks for asking. It was okay. I got my phone calls and from my kids.
Phone calls and foot lockers.
No, I got my calls, and that's it. I mean, I don't, to me, it's not. To me, they're good kids. That's how they show me.
Listen, Mother's Day is important. Father's Day, nobody gives a shit about. There's no commercials about Father's Day. Google didn't celebrate Father's Day because they had a penguin as their little Google character for Father's Day. They don't celebrate Father's Day. Nobody gives a shit. I put on my Instagram, don't hijack our holiday because you decided to have a baby with a bum, and now you want to claim that you're a daddy too. It's not our fault that you had a child with a bum. That went over quite well. I get good feedback from that. But yeah, Father's Day is nobody cares.
To me, you want to make me a happy father. Be a good person. They did good in school. Now they're doing great in their careers. That's how you do it. I mean, so many.
I agree.
Poor dads and poor moms. They have these kids that all they do is adore them, but they're useless. You know what I'm saying? Just a big pain in the ass, stuck in the basement.
I agree. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's my Father's Day. Why don't we go and see how the people in the chat are doing?
Okay.
Look at Milwaukee Civilian. He said, I was sick last week. Did my mom send you an excuse note? She said it was okay to miss it if I had a bad tummy ache. We didn't get the note. We marked you absent, but if you can produce the note, we'll take you. We'll give you that day back.
Either that, or you're gonna have to bribe the teacher.
You're gonna have to write 500 times. I will not miss the week in crime and policing with DeMayo and Maysonet, and that's a lot to write from somebody who had to write things 500 times a lot when I was a kid. That's a lot. That's a long sentence.
Why isn't it Maysonet and Mayo? Why is it Mayo and Maysonet?
It sounds better.
know about that. I think I want it to be
Mason.
Maysonet.
Go ahead and get. I never really cared for Mayo and Meso either. By the way, it just seemed like I don't know. You liked it, so
No,
that was good enough for me.
it's fine the way it goes. It's fine. It's fine.
You liked it. I mean, I thought we could come up with something better at some point, but I'm not really good at picking names and stuff like that. You know, I'm not. That's not my forte.
Okay.
But anyway, we're happy to have you back, Milwaukee Civilian. I hope you told
Welcome back. Welcome back, Cotter.
Louise is here. She's finally
Hello,
got
Louisa.
she finally got off the treadmill. Hi,
Yeah,
Louisa.
I know. Yeah.
She does 70 minutes.
I know. She's gonna disappear on us.
How the hell are you doing
Sheesh.
70 minutes? Why 72? Where'd you get that from?
I don't know.
I understand an hour.
30 minutes. I do 35 minutes on the elliptical, and I feel like I'm gonna die. So
I did
she's
40.
busting her butt.
I did 40 yesterday. I don't know
Why you always gotta one up me? I said 35.
That's
you
what
said 40.
that's
If
what
I
I
said
did.
40, you would have said 40.
You want me to lie? You want me
Yeah.
to lie to our
Yeah.
followers?
I want you to stop lying.
I want you to up your game.
one-upping me.
Who does 35 minutes? If you could do 35, you could do 40.
It's 30 minutes. It's 30 minutes and a 5-minute cool down.
Cool down. What does that even mean? Cool down.
I gotta cool down. I'm hot to try.
I just jump off that thing and I run right to the weights, bro. There's no cooling down. Cooling down. Cool down.
It's
when I
working,
get
Mark.
home.
Whatever you're doing is working. You look fantastic.
Thank you, brother.
Um,
It's the sauna.
Hello to my favorite man, Mark and Angel. Hi, everyone in the chat. Excuse me. Lucy, you are too kind. Jojo, what's up, Jojo? Jojo's there. Hello,
Hi, Jojo.
Milwaukee Civilian and Jojo. It's not a show without you two. That's for sure. Mary Goldstein. What's up, chat? What's up, Mary? How you doing? How you doing?
I love when you do that. That's funny.
Unexcused absence. Jojo.
That's a demerit.
Yeah. So they're going back and forth. Oh, Tony Vera News, TV News is on. Hello, Tony. Welcome.
What do you work at the airport, Tony? Oh, Tony's always posting videos of dogs in the airport.
Is he?
They're nice videos, but I
don't think. Where is he, on Instagram or Facebook?
I think it's Facebook. I don't know.
Oh.
There's a lot of videos.
Hit me up, Tony, so I could see
probably
your
at the
videos.
airport. Yeah.
Angel, stop doing that. I don't know what I was doing, but we'll see.
Grrr.
Dawn. No, that was 12 minutes in. Mark and Angel. Dawn Marie. Hello, Dawn. Welcome. Lieutenant Peter Pranzo is
Hey,
here.
Pete. Happy Father's Day.
And his beautiful wife, Raquela. Happy Father's Day.
Hi, Raquela.
Hello, Raquela. Hello, darling. How you doing? Who else we got? Looks like Juneteenth is the newest federal holiday and commemorates the emancipation of enslaved Black Americans. U.S. Joe Biden signed a bill creating a holiday in 2021, 8 hours ago.
What?
I don't know.
You said it. Wait a minute. You said it was.
No, what I said was that Trump was the first one that wanted to make it a federal holiday. He's the one that pushed it first. He was the one that pushed it first.
Oh, so now
I will defer to Raquela because she's smarter than I am. So let's follow her lead.
So we're going to be getting paid next year. Is that what you're telling me?
What do you mean paid?
Well, it's a federal holiday.
Yeah. Well,
you got to get paid. You working? It's time and a half.
I didn't work today. Oh, you're going to pay me extra for the show? You mean you're going to pay me time and a half to do Mayo and Mesa?
Yeah, somebody's going to pay me. You know, if somebody pays me, I'll pay you.
My grandpa was born in Galveston. Maui Swift. Hello, Maui. Gina G. Hey, Mark and Angel chatters. Who else we got? Terry Lynn Helberg. Hello, Terry. How are you? Happy Father's Day, both of you. Thank you so much. We had a nice full house here today.
Yeah, this is good. I'm happy. So what do you think? We should get started with the show or what?
Stop fluffing off the chat. Oh, when I went like this. Yeah, let's go. Let's start it off.
Oh, well, before we even get into the crime stories, listen.
What?
Golden Knights received their raunchy offer from Nevada sex worker after Stanley Cup win. In case you guys didn't know it, the Golden Knights won the Stanley Cup.
Are you a Golden Knights fan now, all of a sudden?
Now, yes.
Oh.
I went to the game.
Bandwagon. So you went to the game. So what?
Well, I live here now, and
You're a New Yorker.
I'm not really a crazy hockey fan anyway.
You're a New Yorker.
I'll still follow the Rangers, but listen, the Golden Knights, and it's funny when I went to the game, they're so nice to people there, and everybody's in such a great mood. They were like saying hi to like the Florida, the Panthers or whatever. What's it? The Florida
Yeah,
team.
the Florida
Anyway.
Panthers.
Yeah, they're like, hey, good luck, and I'm like, yeah, that's now because you've been in existence for 6 years. You made the Stanley Cup Finals twice out of this 6 years. The playoffs another year.
They beat their asses too, boy.
Wait until you go 25 years without a playoff spot or at least a good run. I said, then see how nice you're going to be to your opponents. You know what I'm saying? But it's a funny thing. Hockey's a great sport in that it really is like there's no political correctness in it. These guys, they get hammered, bro. I got to show you. Did you watch the parade? You didn't get the parade, right?
I did. I saw the guy that was boxed, and he was talking about, "You've been here since day one."
He was talking for 20 minutes, drunk with no shirt on. Where is he? Well, this
a drunk Nordic person.
Wait. Mystery trucker. Hammer.
Mark.
Yeah, this is it. Look, Carrison is his name. William Carrison. Look at him. Watch him go. Look at how drunk he is.
Yeah, I know. So he was here day one.
You were here.
You have been here day fucking one. You guys are so amazing. We played Arizona in the first game.
Wait. This gets better. Look. 20 minutes later. Oh, no, this is not him. Wait. He's still going.
Look, she's like, cut it off.
His wife is saying, we got to go.
Is that his wife?
Go. Yeah, I think so. She's like, enough. She's like, enough.
Enough. Put your shirt back on there, handsome.
Oh, well, how do I get rid of this? Man, I messed it up again. What the hell is the matter with me?
What's the matter for you, huh?
So how great is that you can just, if that was baseball or football, the world would have stopped. This is not a good example for kids. Now, here's another. Look at this guy out, Hammond. This guy, he's another guy, can't talk. This is 3 days later.
Keep them natural. It's all good. It's all good. What did the season mean to you? You come in midway through the playoffs and you help lead this team to a Stanley Cup.
It's pretty surreal. Derek England, ready to get a champagne, ready to go. Take your time. To the people. But this has been unbelievable.
And that's what's so amazing about this for the players, for the management, everybody. This is a family experience for all of them. I watched it on an airplane coming back from Cincinnati, and the whole plane was just erupted as we landed. They won the Stanley Cup. Yeah. So exciting. All right, Joe, thank you.
Look at all the people there.
You're looking at
Peter Pranzel says it looks like one of our cop parties with more clothes on.
Just
I know, right?
Packed in like sardines. They can't wait to see the presentation tonight. Ashley, it's so exciting.
It's so, oh man, it's so great. It's so great. I did it again.
I think it's dumb.
Why?
It's just too much already. Like, you won a Stanley Cup. Like, act like you've been there before.
Savages. What are you talking about? They haven't been there.
Bunch of savages. They're a bunch of savages. Look, Milwaukee Civilian agrees with me. Animals. They're animals. They're a bunch of savages. Act like you've been there before.
It's a lot of fun.
Stay classy.
They let loose. And they just did you see the guy's wife?
At least there wasn't 29 people shot like in the Juneteenth celebration we had outside of Chicago the other day.
Is that what it was? Why are they shooting each other? I didn't get that story. I'm sorry. Why are they shooting each other, man? It's
according to Joe Biden, it's white supremacy. He says that white supremacy is the greatest threat to the United States of America, but
Tell that to the people in Chicago.
29 people got shot, and they were all not white, and the shooters weren't white either. So
They were non-whites.
some is unless the guns are identifying as white people or white guns. I don't know what's going on, but I would venture to say that's not the problem.
The way I started the story was, see, this is the beauty of living in Vegas too. Golden Knights received raunchy offer from Nevada sex worker after Stanley Cup win. So yeah, like they can go.
So who was she? Do we have a picture?
Was
it the Bunny Ranch? Was it the Bunny Ranch thing?
Yeah, her name is Alice.
Alice Little.
I like her already.
Let's do the Google.
Chicken Ranch brothel. She works at the chicken. Trust me,
Chicken Ranch. It's not even a Bunny Ranch. It's the Chicken Ranch.
Yeah, just by the name, you can tell there's going to be nothing but hot chicks there, right? Well, they used to be hot, like maybe 15, 20 years ago. Then they hit the skids, you know. People get involved with alcohol and drugs. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea what goes on at the Chicken Ranch.
Can we Google Alice Little, please, and bring up her picture in the
I can't Google none. What kind of operation do you think I have on this stuff? I thought you were look like the Wizard of Oz, like I'm behind a curtain. I'm just Googling stuff. You're lucky I can't even get the thing off the screen. You're telling me
I bet you she's a crystal meth head and she has no teeth. I bet.
Yeah, I know. I don't think they're that bad.
Hold on. All right, let's go to the Google. Let's go to the Google.
I don't think they're that bad.
Alice Little.
Jojo said Biden also said, "God save the Queen, who is dead." Yeah, right.
Yeah, I saw that. He's amazing. He's the gift that keeps on giving, man. The guy's just he's yeah. Alice is she's washed up.
Yeah, she's a little banged up.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, listen, it's a freebie. What are you gonna do? How many? You know, I bet you there's a couple. You know, after you see them partying like that, there's a couple of guys that are going to take her up on that offer. At the end of that thing, like, who is that? That doesn't look so bad from here. I can't. Hey, she looks great. What are you talking about? Your phone is melting. All right, get that out of here. That's pornography. Let's get to some real. Let's get to some real crime stories here. This is the newest fatal Brooklyn subway stabbing was self-defense, lawyer says, in case compared to Daniel Penny. This gentleman right here, what the hell?
Hold on a second. Hold on. We must acknowledge what Raquel Pranzo said. She said she could do that, but she can't post pictures. She can't post pictures. Her husband is there. Lieutenant Pete, get a hold of this woman. What's the matter? What's going on? Weed and drink. Pete is even worse. Ay. Oh, my goodness. All right. Go ahead. Go.
All right. So this gentleman right here, his name is Jordan Williams.
Yes.
He's 20 years old. He was riding the J train with his girlfriend.
Yes.
When this guy, Victor Quindrago, 36 years old, a drunk guy, gets on the train, he starts harassing everybody, getting in their face. And maybe it's because he was with his girlfriend, but this guy Jordan was not having it. They got into a physical confrontation. He probably told him to back up, get out of here, stay out of my face. They got into a physical confrontation, at which time Jordan pulled out a knife and stabbed.
Yeah, but didn't he hit his girlfriend first? He like smacked her in the face first?
No, I didn't read anything about girlfriend getting smacked.
I did. Yeah.
I didn't read that. Well, if he did, then it's an open and shut case. But the fact that the guy, now here's the problem. They continued on the subway. They continued on the subway and they got pulled off the train. And a couple stops later, they were interviewed. They let his girlfriend go, and then they arrested Jordan. Now, a couple weeks ago, a month and a half ago, this guy Daniel Penny, he choked out Jordan Neely on the subway. Same situation, guy harassing, probably out of his mind. Both guys harassing people on the train. And then Daniel, 24 years old, he choked the guy until the guy was no longer with us. But he was allowed to go home. He was allowed to, they did a thorough investigation. And he returned with his lawyer. at a set upon date. So the question is, why is Jordan arrested a couple of stops later immediately?
Is that a
And
rhetorical question?
Daniel Penny gets let go initially, and then once I guess the DA's office finally figured out, that he was white, we're gonna go arrest him. But that the argument doesn't work when you do that with Jordan. Jordan right away gets arrested a couple of stops later. What do you think?
He was also released without bail,
Yes.
and Penny was not.
Mm.
So which one is better? Getting arrested right away and then released without bail, or getting arrested a few days later and then having bail set on you for basically similar circumstances?
It's the tale of two boroughs. They both have
So,
different district attorneys.
and Mr. Who's the second perp? Williams. He wasn't labeled a white supremacist for killing.
Not yet.
Yeah. He wasn't called a killer, murderer. On the contrary, I believe his GoFundMe for his lawyer's fees is almost $100,000.
Well, good for him.
Hmm.
I don't understand why. It depends on obviously how you articulate. There was a bunch of witnesses at the scene with Daniel Penny who helped him restrain the person after he had him in the chokehold. I think he remained at the scene, obviously, where Jordan took off with his girlfriend. They continued riding the subway and had to be caught up with them later. And then there's this also thing like most of the time when the crazy people get on the train, as far as I remember, if they're black, they don't usually mess with the black people.
Right.
So they usually mess with everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Whites, Indians. If you're crazy and you're black and you're screaming and you're out of your mind, usually kind of for some reason, even in your craziness, you tend to focus on other people.
Right.
And in this case, this guy didn't, the victor. So that's an interesting part. So which leads maybe in investigating or the initial cops that responded, maybe this was a beef between the two. And he's just saying that they were, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That there was a beef. When you leave the scene like that, any witnesses that could have been there to help you, they're like, the guy just took off. They stayed on the train. So
you know what? I have not seen one photo of this Victor Quadrado or Andrago, whatever his name is. I've not seen one photo of him. I don't know what he looks like. Why?
Me neither.
Why?
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. I don't know why either.
Why? Because Jordan Neely's picture was plastered all over the news. And this guy was also homeless. And he was an ex-con. And he was killed by a black man. So why isn't the victim, quote unquote, picture all over the place?
Yeah, it's really puzzling. And obviously the one thing that sticks out too is the guy was with his girlfriend. He's defending her. Daniel is a Marine who deep in his heart is trying to protect people. People are fighting back against these crazies on the train. The crazies on the train outnumber the cops. You can't have, like they say, you can't have a cop in every subway car. There's just,
impossible.
But you can have a crazy on every car.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
you ride the subway.
Yeah.
And these people, I was watching a video the other day, just a lady sitting there, and she's just got her body out like this, yelling at everybody. Mother F this and mother F that, and what are you looking at? And fuck you, this and all this. And she's just fighting in her own world. She's fighting. So what are the people? There's a guy sitting right next to her. He's still on his phone. He's not even paying attention to her. And you say, okay, we're so accustomed as subway riders that there's crazy people. But yet, if you don't pay attention, this kind of stuff could happen. Subway slasher who knifed women's legs is loose in New York City. This is a guy. Look, we used to talk about this all the time. The people jump in the turnstile. That's him.
He's a Red Sox fan too.
They don't buy the hat according to what team they like. It just matches.
Listen,
the bro.
If he has a Red Sox hat on, he's a Dominican. Every Dominican in New York City is a Red Sox fan.
Either that or Mets fan. I know
Yeah.
I know a lot of Mets fans that are Dominican.
So wait, let's go back to the subway crazies. So
Well, he's
I
one
could
of them. This guy.
I could tell you one thing that used to drive me crazy when I was in the subway that almost made me snap a few times was when some fool would come on the train and start singing or breakdancing or climbing the poles and doing flips and acting like they had talent when I was just sitting there trying not to get aggravated on my commute in. Leave people alone. Why are people performing on subway cars, which are tiny and crowded, and spitting on people and sitting on them and doing all these stupid shows, right? When people are trying to commute. Can we acknowledge boxing MMA? He's back. Boxing MMA 365. What's good?
Where the hell have
Legends
you
are
been?
back. And I want to acknowledge that we missed him and we love him and we're happy to see him back.
Welcome back, Boxing MMA 365. It's nice to see you out there in the chat. Back to the story here at hand, which is crazy people on the subways. Here is a guy, if you're sitting next to him, not paying attention, just minding your own business the way most women would do. And this guy actually looks kind of clean in a way. But the giveaway to me is the mask. Well,
yes.
Anybody who's wearing a mask nowadays and is
and
young,
the filthy Boston Red Sox hat.
he's going to rob you. Let's put it that way. And the funny thing is, he's slashing these women. 3 women he slashed in the legs, on different trains, and they finally caught up. Did they catch up with him? I don't know. NYPD on the hunt. No,
They
they're
said
on
he
the
was
hunt.
still on the loose. Yeah.
Yeah, on the hunt for a man accused of he's sneaking up on unsuspecting women and slashing their legs from behind.
You think his friends will? You think his friends will rat him out because it's a pretty good picture of him.
Yeah, I don't know if this guy has any friends.
Well, what if he did have friends? Do you think they'd rat him out?
Of course, absolutely.
Really? Why?
It depends. Well, I mean, just out of pure stupidity, I used to have people sitting there and while let's say victims, right? And there'd be people from the neighborhood, and who I want to put somebody in there. What was that thing called? The picture thing that we used to show them all the time?
Photo array.
Yeah, the photo array, but the machine when it was on the computer. And all of a sudden, you'd see the girl scream, "Oh my God!" And then she's calling her girlfriend over there because you got to separate them so they can't both watch the same picture. I see Siobhan here, whatever, making up a name. And then the other girl come running over and look. I'm like, "Yo, you got to sit down. Go sit down over there."
What about Robert? Why is he?
And I'm like, "Is that the guy who robbed you?" No. This is just the guy we know.
That's my baby daddy. That's my baby daddy.
It's a guy we know from the neighborhood.
My baby father.
So they just give people up like crazy. They're like, "Yeah, no, he didn't rob me, but he be doing this and he be doing that, and yeah, this is where they just give it up. They don't even realize they're snitching. They just got big mouth. They love to talk, and you just if you're any good at what you do, you're probably just going along with it. Nah, get out of here. Where did you hang out? Really?
I had a guy that was shot. And I went to the. It was one of the first cases I had when I was in the squad. And I went to the hospital, and he ended up. He was in the hospital. He was shot, obviously. And he gave the story that he was just walking down the street, and all of a sudden somebody shot him. Right? He had no idea where the bullet came from. So I'm sitting there talking to him, and I knew him from another case. From the neighborhood. He was a frequent flyer. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, even if I did know, I wouldn't rat him out, because I'm no snitch." And I said, "Well, let me ask you a question. If it was a cop, right, who shot you by accident in a hallway, would you rat the cop out?" And he says, "Whoa, hold on a second. We learned about this upstate in Coxsackie. They call that a moral conundrum." He said, "If a cop shot me, it would be my duty to tell somebody, but I ain't no snitch." So that's the mentality they have. So I thought it was hilarious that this guy couldn't spell his own name, but he knew what a moral conundrum was.
Yeah, me too. That is hilarious. So, it's the dilemma. Riding the subways in New York City have gotten no better since I used to ride them, and maybe some would say have gotten worse. You used to ride them more frequently than me, more recently than me. But when I used to ride them, it was
2014 and 15.
always somebody getting on the subway, or already there. You get into a car and you look around, you do the once over, and you just try to spot the crazy. And then, if you're
Mhm.
lucky, you can get a seat. And before you know it, somebody comes on. Sometimes they're nice. They want to just sing a song. Sometimes they want to break dance. Even those
Don't
people,
sing.
they're
Look, JoJo
annoying.
said it in the chat. No pole dancing when Angel's around.
They're annoying, but at least they're not hurting you. And then all of a sudden, then you
No,
got the crazy people, the
go
crazy
away.
ones.
Those people dancing and doing their stupid shit is what annoys the people and makes them crazy. It's all a moral conundrum.
Yep. What else do we got for you?
We spoke about it last week. Milwaukee civilian, you're late. He's asking why we're not speaking about Sewell resigning.
Yeah, we spoke about it last week. It's a shame she's gone. She did a wonderful job.
They still haven't picked a predecessor though.
Yeah, that's really odd too. You know what? I didn't even think about that.
No, they haven't. So Deputy Commissioner Eddie Cabana, I worked for him in the 4-8 many moons ago. He was my special ops lieutenant. My wife worked for him also. We'll see if he gets appointed.
Isn't
He'll
it
be
funny?
the first Puerto Rican police commissioner on the job.
Isn't it funny that there's zero chance that Eric Adams could have ever become police commissioner? There wasn't one mayor, I don't think, in history that even de Blasio was an idiot that he would have never hired Eric Adams to be the police commissioner, and yet he's mayor.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Well, listen, the guy, he was never, and I never worked with him, but according to everybody who has, he was not an active police officer. I don't want to call him a zero because I don't know him personally. I only call cops that I know don't do shit personally zeros. So I don't know if he was a zero or not, but I hear that he was a zero.
Well, he had other interests. I'm sure his primary interest, his main goal in the back of his mind was to become mayor one day. But in the meantime, 100 Blacks in Law Enforcement was the stepping stone. They created an environment in the job, and a lot of it helped African American police officers. But some of it was just the biggest nonsense you ever seen in your life. You couldn't touch them. You couldn't get them. They couldn't get in trouble. I don't know what you're doing, but what is that sign? What is that supposed to mean? What's that supposed to mean?
Power to the people, man.
What's the matter with your fingers?
It's power to. What do you mean?
Why is that finger? You see how my knuckle they all squeeze in?
This is a working man's. These are working man's hands.
You know what that is? Too much puñeta. That's what that is.
Getting hostile with the suspect.
All right, let's continue on.
Mary Goldstein says I should be her predecessor. I don't know.
Beyond Wonderland Music Festival cancels second day after shooting in nearby Washington Park. You know what's funny about this? This is a EDM. What do they call that? The electronic music festival?
Yeah, EDM. Yeah,
yeah. And
where they pop mollies and they dance
do
like
Molly,
this.
ecstasy,
ketamine. Yeah. And they show their boobies. And
the last thing they do is that they don't fight there. But what they did have was campgrounds nearby, and it happened that this guy, two people were killed when a gunman opened fire at a campground near the music festival, taking place at the George Amphitheater in George, Washington.
Who were the victims?
They were just attending I think it's just randomly just shot into the crowd.
But who were they? Like, what are their names? What do they look like? I want to see the victims.
I didn't get that information. Please, but
from now on, get the victims.
It's odd that those type of things you're probably gonna drug overdose before you get shot. I hope you don't. I'm sorry that I'm not paying attention to you and your shenanigans.
I'm doing my EDM dancing.
This is pretty. Listen, burglaries. I hate burglars, but every once in a while,
the Hamburglar.
You never know who breaks into your house.
Oh, I saw this.
Look at this. Look at this.
That's insane. My worst nightmare. You hear the little Shih Tzu barking?
Oh my God. Look at this.
No, I'm getting backed up.
It was in Colorado, right?
Yeah, they're outside of the house, obviously. But how are you going back inside your house? How do you even get them out?
You can come in my yard if you need to.
That's insane. I would not want to be around that. That is scary.
I mean, for crying out loud.
He's a big boy too, no?
I guess
Well, they need to update their siding. They need to do a little
everything.
It's a little outdated.
Look at that.
Yeah, but the funny thing is like he's contemplating, like, do I jump? Like,
well, he didn't smell any food.
Back
That's what happened.
I go back in the house.
If he smelled some food, he would have been in there. He's pretty agile, huh?
Yes, Lieutenant Pranzo. I did do that in uniform.
Oh, look, he's going in now.
I think he gets out through the bottom. He breaks through the screen and he runs out. I was watching.
You'd be surprised. They scared of dogs. These. Oh,
there he goes. Yeah. You see. Yeah. I was watching on the treadmill,
Eva, watch
on
out.
the elliptical.
Wow,
Eva,
man.
watch out. That's.
I
Scary,
don't know how
man.
people live like that with the.
Did you see some poor bastard was on his deck in Arizona just having a cup of coffee and he got killed.
He just bought the property.
He got killed. He was building something on the property, and he was having his coffee, and the bear just went there and killed him.
They said it's highly
very
unusual.
rare. Yeah.
Most of the time, you make eye contact with the bear. You could scare him off. People realize you can go bear, and the bear like takes off usually.
They're like, don't call me bear. The jig is up, and they run.
Yeah. Yeah, they bug out and they split.
There was a Hasidic. I don't know if you remember this. Probably about 10 years ago, up here in Sullivan County. There was a Hasidic woman walking her baby in the carriage, and the bear came out of the woods, snatched the baby out of the carriage, and took the baby away. Killed it.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
man, that's horrible.
Yeah, it was bad. It was horrible. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Mark speaks bear. Bear. Whoa, hold on. We gotta leave. Oh, jump. Yeah, the jump. Oh, every time there's a jumper, assholes on the street. Jump. Oh, I hated that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Imagine you come to your house though, and you think you've been burglarized, right? And you're like, really, oh man, what did they take? This, that, and the other, and then you find out it was a bear. Like, how do you bear proof that house now?
Why wasn't it a polar bear? Why did it have to be a brown bear? Polar bears don't do that.
I said,
polar bears don't do that stuff.
Well, I don't even know where you got brown bear. I said, how do you bear proof your house?
I'm saying because the polar bear is white and the brown bear is brown. You know,
I know. Okay.
Facetious.
I get it. All right, let's go. South Korea true crime fan, and this is why these women that get involved that love true crime, I don't trust them. Allegedly kills dismembers tutor out of curiosity. This is the girl. Look at her.
Wait, victim on the left and perp on the right?
No, that's the perp. That's the perp. She was fascinated by true crime, so much so that she planned out this murder that she was going to commit. So she hired a tutor. She went out and she pretended like she was her mother, and she said she needed a tutor. And she went out and bought a school uniform. She reported to this lady's house on time for her tutoring lesson. Then she stabbed the shit out of her, and then she cut her up into little pieces. And she took the body out in that bag.
So the body's in that bag. Well, see,
most of it.
I wouldn't have fit in that bag.
Yeah.
That thing would have carried my head.
Not even your head would have fit in that bag.
Not even my head. She would have been, the poor girl would have been dragging that heavy ass head down the street. It would have been bad. I would have felt bad for her, even though she cut me up. Yeah, it would have been pretty bad.
Her clothes were so full of blood that she had to use the victim's clothes instead.
The victim's clothes fit her very nicely, I must say. She looks really nice.
Yeah, she was out of the school uniform. She did leave some body parts behind. Local reporting described how Jung, her name is first and last name is Jung, Jim Chu Jung, reached out to the victim, a female university student, a freelance tutor, through an online tutoring service. Jung reportedly then purchased a school uniform to disguise herself. And then when she got in, she stabbed the victim to death. Surveillance footage taken from the security camera later showed Jung bringing the suitcase to the scene of the crime and allegedly using it to carry discarded body parts out. Why are you laughing?
Because look at the chat. Look what Milwaukee Civilian said. She watched too many of Bill Cannon's episodes.
I know, yeah, right?
Oh, that's great.
It's not, it's really, really, I mean, listen, everybody likes a good murder mystery. You know, you watch a show here and there, but then you have people that are like obsessed with it, man. They just, you know, they're solving crimes. A lot of good information comes out of some of these people. But you also have to question their sanity, because once you become obsessed with this kind of stuff, and look, here's another guy.
Next Netflix documentary, man.
Look at that.
Oh, that's the nut from
Brian Kohlberg. He was he's another guy. He wanted to see what he was was a student, criminal justice student, and he wanted to see if he can get away with the perfect crime.
What was that? Moscow, Wisconsin, something like that?
No, Idaho.
Moscow, Idaho. Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Yeah, his goal was to see if he can get away with it. So far, he's in. You know, we'll see what his defense is, but so far it doesn't look good for him. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Court TV keeps asking me to go on, and I keep refusing.
What, to talk about it?
Yeah, to talk about a bunch of cases, but I'm done with it. I'm over it.
You're over Court TV in general, or just the whole thing?
So they have Corey Pegues on there as the law enforcement expert, and it just rubs me the wrong way. So I'm disassociating myself with the whole thing.
With all the networks, or just with Court TV?
Court TV for now.
Maybe they wouldn't have Corey, whatever his name on is, if you would take some of them.
Not gonna happen.
I mean, the reality is, you know, it is what it is. You know, if you have a book to hawk, a podcast to sell, something, then it behooves you to take these spots on TV, because you would hope that at the end of every segment they go, "Oh, thanks for coming on, Angel. Anything that you want to say before we leave?" Yeah, buy my freaking book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know what it is? So the guy who does the bookings, you know, he's supposed to send me the clips. He never does. It's just like, I'm not chasing you down. I'm done with it. Plus, they want me to do it in the mornings. It's like, whatever. Anyway, let's move on.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much the end of the stories for this week. We said that we're going to do a quick one because it's time to go. Oh, I forgot to tell everybody. Listen, if you're going to send me something for my birthday, which is tomorrow, I'm going to put it.
I was going to say, your birthday's not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Your birthday's in a couple weeks.
No, it's tomorrow, damn it. Tomorrow I turn 56 years old.
The 20th?
Yeah, man. That's when all great people are born. Thank
you, Tony Vera. I appreciate you, buddy.
Elvis Presley, Marilyn Monroe. They're all born on June 20th.
Really?
No, I have no idea when they were born.
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
Why don't we say thank the people in the chat? We'll go through the chat one more time. What do we got? Milwaukee Civilian, very funny stuff today.
They loved, apparently, me doing my EDM dance was a hit. I think it was good.
I couldn't watch it.
It was good. Why aren't you guys talking about? Okay, we spoke about that. Me dancing, born to slash and rob. I think he was talking about that Boston Red Sox fan, Lieutenant Pranzo. Yes, it continues. Angel, don't lie, you love pole dance. Circle of Life on the subway. Absolutely. Wind them up and watch the fun. PR's on tap. It's time a couple of good people on tap. Okay, yeah. I mean, listen, if Caban gets it, I mean, he's a good man.
If I could add one more thing to the subway.
No, you can't.
Which is really disturbing. It's that the people that are making up the laws, for example, people are fighting back. The guy with his girlfriend, Jordan, Daniel Penny, we see it every now and then, but hopefully it'll pick up steam. But the problem is the people that are making up the laws are they take Ubers to work. They don't ride the subway. The
Or they have
politicians,
armed protection.
yeah, they're not riding the subway. You need
No,
somebody
absolutely not.
who is a commuter. See, what happens is even the DAs are not taking the subway.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? It's a rare few.
Nope.
I can guarantee you, I would bet every single penny that I'm my whole future that I'm going to make in my life that Alvin Bragg does not take the subway. And yet,
I would take that bet. Yeah.
you know, and neither does the guy from Brooklyn, whatever the hell his name is. And yet, these are the people that are going to try and prosecute. They won't charge felons that commit crime that are on tape. No bail.
Because the law is racist, so they can't charge felons and they can't enforce the law because it's racist. The law is racist. You didn't know that?
Yeah, so that's pretty much that's really bothers me, the fact that the people that are going to be doing the prosecuting in these cases, the creating the laws about what's legal and illegal, you know, on the subway and who should be given bail and not given bail and charged with a felony or just these are people that never ride the subway.
Nothing's gonna change because these dummies keep voting for them. As a dog returns to their vomit, so a fool repeats their folly.
And there it goes, folks.
That's
We have to hear that at least once an episode. I've heard that about 100 times. I still couldn't tell you. I'm going to try to repeat it the best I can. As a dog returns to his vomit, a fool returns to his folly.
It's close.
I have no idea. Like a dog.
I don't like your attitude, Mark. You know that?
A dog returning
You're
to
lucky. Yeah, because dogs regurgitate stuff and they go back and they eat it.
Really?
Yes.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, well, you're a cat person.
What kind of I've had dogs before. What kind of dogs do you get that they like eating their own throw up?
The dumb ones that go back to their vomit.
What is the second?
A fool repeats his folly.
A fool. Yeah.
As a fool repeats his folly. Yes, it's a very famous quote in us intellectual circles, my friend.
Yeah. All right. Listen, I never saw that in print actually somewhere. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, so listen, I want to end the show on this note.
Okay.
All right, because everybody in the chat is wishing you a happy birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I want to end this show on this note. Happy birthday to you.
Can I do my little pole dancing thing?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mark.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you.
Thank you so much, everybody, for
I love you, buddy.
I love you too, man. Thank you for being my partner in this, and thank you for tuning in, guys. I love doing the show. I love preparing the show. I love getting the stories together. I hope my enthusiasm shows, and you know, we're gonna continue doing this, and hopefully, you know, as I get better with the editing and stuff like that, my next move is to start doing some editing. We'll be putting out some. I'm almost done with the Photoshop, by the way. Did you see how good the fly? Aren't the flyers?
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you're doing good. You're doing
layering it up. All right, folks.
Good.
I'm gonna have a drink on you guys tomorrow.
Adios. Bendiciones, everybody. Take care. Brush your hair.
Tomorrow I'm going to the MGM Grand.
I'll Venmo you some money.
And I'm going to be. They have a pool there, and I'm going to be going down the lazy river. I got a gazebo. What are those things? A gazebo?
Yeah, one of those little cabanas.
Yeah, I got a cabana. I'm going to be chilling in there. I might even have a cigar.
What? You got to do selfies. You got to do a selfie video. Put it on the gram, baby.
Yeah. So this way I could be like you, like.
That's right. That's right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Adios, everyone.
I appreciate the love.
Civilian is aroused. Oh, glad we could help you out more.
I appreciate the love. All the best to you guys.
Adios.
Next week. We'll see you next week.
Peace.